What's up YouTube, VAPING LA here. Today I'm going to do a review on the Lycan RDA by Cigreen. This RDA is freaking awesome, man. It's got so many options, it's got so much stuff you can do with it. It really hits hard, it's a really good RDA, Authentic RDA. I'm going to take it down to close-ups and you guys can check it out. I'm going to do a rebuild and unboxing and everything, so I'm going to show you guys everything it does, how to wick it, how to freaking how to build it, and all the cool features. Anyway, so grab a soda, water, food, whatever. This is going to be a really chill review, so stay tuned. Alright you guys, so we are up close on the Cigreen Lycan RDA. So taking a look at this box, has Cigreen, cig.com on the side. Has the color options for most of their RDAs. Alright, so I'm going to open this up. I'll show you what's inside. Alright, so inside, as you can see, it's got Cigreen logo. It's got Cigreen Green Life. And what they do with Cigreen is they have biodegradable material for the packaging, so they love recycling, and it's recycled products. It's pretty cool. Alright, so inside we have the Cigreen RDA. This is the Lycan RDA. In this little bag we have the classic blue screwdriver. We've got a whole bunch of O-rings, Allen wrench, we've got a replaceable center post, and a couple of peak insulators. Let me pull this out. We have two 24 gauge coil builds. So we'll probably bring it around like a 0.15. And it's got interchangeable Phillips head screws for the post holes, and if you want to use grub screws, or I guess if you want to call it that, or Allen screws, they have those. It actually comes with the Allen screws in there, but my biggest thing is their Allen screws do not fit correctly in the Allen wrench, and that kind of made me really upset when I first opened my Lycan RDA. As you can see, like this one right here, I can't get the Allen wrench even into it. Something with the measurements when the manufacturer made this RDA and they made all the little spare parts for it, it does not match up correctly. As you can see, I can't even get this thing in here. It just sits there at the top. I wasn't too happy about that. But it is cool they give you a whole bunch of extra stuff for this RDA. I have this so I don't lose these, so I just stuck them on the center post. I actually do feel like using this, so I'm going to swap this out for you guys when I do a rebuild right now. I want to use the copper center post. Okay, so I'm going to get this stuff out of the way. Alright, so now I'm going to look more into the RDA. Alright, so the RDA itself is right here. I'll take this out. It's got pretty good finish. Has a couple burrs here and there. They're not sharp or anything. I guess they took them out and they look just like scratches. As you can see, there's like small scratches right there. There's one right there. So far though, even past all the little scratches and stuff, I really like this RDA a lot. It's got a lot of different things that it does. Look inside. It's got a little bit of water inside. There was no machine oil inside here. I actually took it out and used it for a little bit so I can do the review on it. The juice well is pretty deep. It looks like a skull and crossbones. On the side for the slots airflow, it has T-style center post. The airflow on the side, these are 8 millimeters, and the 6 on each side, these are 2 millimeter airflows. And on the other side, there's 6 and then another 8 millimeter airflow. Their channels are also 8 millimeters big. Alright, so take this apart some more. O-rings are decently tight. Kind of lube them up a little bit with some e-juice. It has really good machine quality. The only imperfection that I've seen was on the outside of the barrel and the inside of the barrel. As you can see inside, let me clean it a little bit so you can see it. Inside the barrel, you can see that they did take a grinder or something inside right here to clean off the burrs. I mean, it's not really noticeable, but it would be great to have an RDA that was really clean. But for the price, it is really good. Because I don't think there's an RDA with as many options as this thing does. Okay, so I'm going to take this piece out. Actually still have a O-ring that escaped from that bag in here. Gotta love the classic blue screwdriver. Comes with everything. You save enough of these, you can buy yourself a Lamborghini one day. Okay, so it comes with a chuff cap. An extra chuff cap. Keep in mind, they do have the airflow blocks different than the actual RDA, the original piece for it. I'm not really sure why they did that, because either way you can block off the whole thing. It doesn't really change the purpose, it just doesn't give you the options that this one has when you're running chuff style. It does open a lot of airflow. The airflow is really open when you're running this. It's open when you run the other one, and it doesn't really get that hot because of the heatsink fins. This one, the RDA, it comes with the spit back block. I'll take this out for you to show you guys. This really does work. The only thing that's ever happened to me with it is that it actually does not really block over drip where you would drink your juice. But spit back, I do not really get any spit back anymore, especially running with a lot of higher wire builds and lower resistance. Running 20 gauge spits a lot, and it does not really get you at all. So that's really good. A lot of RDAs, these are plastic or Delrin, and they're really thin. This thing's pretty thick, so it works. And it's adjustable too. One thing I was wondering, the chuff cap, can you put the spit back? Yes, you can, and I actually think that's really awesome. You can run a spit back on a chuff cap. I think I'm gonna do that. Anyways, come back over here. Alright, so this RDA, I have number 04062. It's my serial number. Right now, I'm just gonna take this apart, show you guys how to take your center post out. So I would like to use, where's my Phillips? So many flatheads around. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these screws out. This is fairly easy to take out. It does have a little bit of a locking system on here, but it really comes in handy. The 510 pin is adjustable. That's also really cool. It doesn't back out your center post. I actually have a little bit of juice in mine somehow, I'm not sure. As you can see on here, it stays in place. You can't pull it out. It still doesn't move. And I have the firing pin out. What you're going to have to do is there's little slots for a flathead screwdriver. You have to get a decently big size one. I'm not sure if mine will work, but I'm going to try to nip it on the edge. See if I can get it for you guys. It's cool that it comes with extra peak insulators, but I really don't want to ruin mine. So I'm going to be a MacGyver and I'm going to use my Swiss Army Smith & Wesson pliers. This should work. There we go. There you go. Came right out with ease. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the other one. I bundled up everything so stuff wouldn't get lost. They do give you an extra copper firing pin. It's pretty cool. Copper is pretty weak, so if you're not careful you can easily strip it because it's such a soft metal. So I'm going to get this, stick this on here. So I don't know how, maybe it was down in the Delrin. In the peak insulator. But I did get juice inside by the center post. There we go, it's clean now. For sure clean now. Alright, so stick this down in here. Looks really nice. And I'm gonna get my tool. Tighten this bad boy up. I can feel it getting snug on the top. As you can see, it's lowering down. Good right there. Snug. Don't want to tighten it too tight or you will strip your threads. And you will strip out that as well. So you won't be able to use your screwdriver. Which one did I use? That one's the one I used before. So what I was thinking of building today was a 20 gauge nichrome. So I'm going to get my screws for this thing. Also, another thing that I was really kind of bummed about is that they give you the option for a copper center post, right? And you have, as you can see, stainless screws for a copper center post. They should include copper screws. I mean, you have the option to change it. They do include a copper bottom firing pin, but your post at the bottom, yeah, it's copper. Why can't they give you copper screws? You will strip this the same as you strip that. I mean, you don't really adjust that as much as you adjust the top. But I mean, if you're careful, might as well just include another set, maybe 2. And it's not going to really cost anything really for just tiny screws. So just include maybe 4. That would be awesome. It would be a great upgrade for this. I really love this RDA. It does have some cons, but they're there. The other things make up for it. One thing I just noticed, that there is a little burr that just came out. I'm going to remove this on camera on one of my post holes, because I do not want to vape that. There it is. You see that? Please check your RDAs before they're out. Because someone can inhale that, and that will be pretty bad. See that? Alright, so looking clean, installed. I do not see any more little burrs, so I feel pretty safe. Looks good. Alright, so now I'm gonna bring out my little trusty ohm tester that I had to modify. Put a 510 connection on there. Wipe this little guy off. As you can see, I modded it. It works awesome. It gives me a lot better ohm readings than the basic one. I had to do a lot with the ground. And I got my 20 gauge Nichrome N80. So I'm going to do 5 wrap on here, and I got my curl coiler. Make this real easy and fast. The juice I'm going to be using today is Neon Cream by the Lost Fog. This is a really good juice that debuted at ECC in 2015 in Pomona, California. Tried it out, I loved it. They gave me a bottle. I'll have a review really soon on this juice. I have another juice that they gave me. They didn't give me all three because they ran out the other one, but they gave me 2 of these bottles, and that stuff is really amazing. That whole party going on over there at ECC. With 20 gauge, I'm not too crazy about removing the skin on a Japanese cotton. I do it on other builds, not on 20 gauge, because I kind of need it for inner protection. I tend to annihilate these wicks time to time. Alright, got that there. So happy this thing is cooled down, because 20 gauge really gets stuff hot. Alright, so what I do when I wick this thing, bring it through, cutting off those ends, I'm cutting off these ends just to make it a little bit shorter, so I have a little bit of playroom. Alright, so what I do, since the juice well is pretty deep, but it's really skinny, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go right against this, and I'm going to cut outwards. Gonna go like a little bit close, and I move a little bit out, and then I'll cut, just to leave that little space for this to tuck in, otherwise that's going to hang off your edge. It may still kind of hang off the edge, still kind of trying to get used to it. I would really like to eliminate that. Alright, so we got that, and now the last one. Didn't really quite cut that well. My scissors are getting pretty dull now. It sucks. I'm gonna go buy some new scissors. Just trying to talk to Coil Master to send me something. So they're awesome people. I met them at ECC, but they're really busy. Alright, so that technique worked. Hope this isn't. No, it's not too long. After I'm done wicking this, I'm just going to talk a little bit more about the RDA, some of the features. Give it a little bit more. There's too much on that side. This side, it wants to go in, but then it doesn't. Just don't want to block that hole. Alright, well, it looks good. Alright, so with this RDA, well, I juiced it up. It's got really cool air options. I'll show you guys. They did include an extra 510 drip tip adapter. Let me juice this. I like to jab it down. Just a little secret with this RDA. The little channels has like a little round end on the bottom, all at the end, and it works really good with juicing the cotton, what I've seen. Oh, a little bit of juice in my airflow. Should be alright though. Alright, looking good. Alright, looking good. Look at that. Looking really good. Alright, so a little bit more of this RDA, besides a couple flaws that it had. One thing it comes with is the 510 adapter, so you can swap this one out. It does come with a Delrin 510. This is Delrin piece, but the cool thing about this RDA is you can turn this into a mini RDA. That's really cool. It kind of works like a plume veil. Move it down. It doesn't breathe any different. Move it down. Actually, that's all the way out. The chamber only goes to about right there. That's where your holes are. And then you can go down about to right there where it's still kind of there, but your mouthpiece or drip tip, and it's going to be really low. So that's stock where it's really deep. I usually honestly go about like right there. I'll go down and I'll hit my coils when they're cooled off, because if you touch the Delrin on the hot coils, especially like 20 gauge, it will melt the Delrin. I'll go down, touch the coils, and then I'll go up just a little bit, and I'll be right there. I think it's pretty cool. You can see the Delrin piece, it's really far down, and your coils are all the way up to the top one. So it turns into a smaller RDA. That's actually really cool. It does that. The airflow, I think, is really cool as well. When you twist it, let me see if I can get it without glare. When it's twisted, let me see over here maybe. When you twist it, it goes off the top. Let me focus a little bit. It closes off the top like that, and then the top, well, I mean the bottom of the little 2mm air holes will close. So you open up to all the way open. There you go. That's one thing I like, and I really hope they add that to the chuff cap. And then it just wipes them all away. When you have the chuff cap option, that doesn't happen. Just either wipes it open or wipes it closed. I'm not a big fan about that. It's got a really cool logo. I'm loving the werewolf, the Lycan. Lycan's a different term for werewolf. It's like a scientific term. I believe that it's a really, really awesome RDA. on my part. Just there's a few minor things, like I ran into the little burrs, and I don't really like how this is different than this, because you can do the same exact thing with this one, but with the airflow holes, if you're using a chuff cap and you have that much more things you can do, I think that you can actually do that on here as well, because you can open it wide open here and wide open here. I mean, this is lighter than that one, but if you open it wide open on both of them, why can't you close just top row of air holes? Because if you want to just close the top and use the bottom, because the Kennedy doesn't have airflow holes on the side, and that's a good comp Addy. And on here, you can close the top, and I think that's pretty cool. You can close the bottom, and you can use just the direct airflow holes on the bottom. Another cool thing about this RDA, because it also adds single coil mode. It has a dual 4mm air holes on the bottom, two, and then there's one on the side and none on this side. So if you're going to go in single coil mode, slip it right on, there you go, there's none. That's pretty cool, run single coil. But for me, I personally like dual coil. I'm a dual coil guy. I have built single coils, and they do work pretty well. I'm just not a big fan. I love clouds, I love flavor. This RDA does have really good flavor. And for clouds, I've ran 22 gauge on here already, and it runs really good. So yeah, take it back to FaceTime and tell you a little bit more about it. See you guys soon. Alright, so I'm back. I think that this RDA is a really awesome RDA. I definitely think that I'm going to pick up another one. I like everything that it does. I just don't really know why they did that thing with the chuff cap. They should at least just make them the same as the other part. It doesn't really make any sense. It doesn't change any of the ways it does anything. It's just two different designs in one RDA, and it's kind of pointless. It's just like, if anybody cares about more weight, I guess that's the only thing it does. It just adds more weight, and you have bigger airflow for competition use. But with everything else said, the only problem I really had with this RDA was the stupid Allen wrench. How the Allen wrench wouldn't go into the Allen screws, and that kind of pissed me off at the time, because when I'm trying to do a rebuild on video for the first time on a brand new RDA, and that thing doesn't fit, I think that you guys should really test your products before you release it, because the Allen screw didn't fit the Allen wrench. I had to really force it down, and I only got one, and I had to take all the rest of them out with a screwdriver, and that's kind of bad. For other things I like about this, I like how they give you a whole lot of extra parts. They give you options to use a copper center post. But the other thing, they should have gave you copper screws for this copper center post, because it kind of doesn't really make any sense if you're using stainless steel screws on a copper center post. It's still going to bring down your voltage drop. With some people that use copper, they want to have less voltage drop because it's more conductive, and adding that, and it even, like, honestly, it has the copper firing pin for the bottom. I just wish that they put the Phillips screws in copper as well. I know copper is kind of like a really soft metal, but you do have it for the firing pin. You should have made it for the top of the center post as well. For for everything else, there's a lot of customizations on this. I would buy another one. I think honestly this is a good RDA. I'm probably going to use it a lot because of all the options that it has. I'm going to experiment with single coil and a whole bunch of other things with it, and I'm going to try it out and see how much more I like it with a lot of other juice flavors. That being said, check them out on Vapor DNA. They have it for cheap. It's $34.99. It's pretty good for I guess, an Authentic RDA. It's pretty affordable, so might as well just pick one up. It's really cool. Also, I have one more thing. I want to do a little shout out for you guys for a channel. This is a guy I met. He's awesome. He's out on the East Coast. Really cool dude. He has a lot of videos. He does a lot of e-juice reviews, and he does some mod reviews and stuff. He does a lot of reviews for out of the country juices. Does juices in Canada. He does a whole lot of juice lines all over the world. I think it's pretty awesome that he posts a video almost every single day on juice. So there's a lot of other things out there that you can try. And this is the guy that used to subscribe to his YouTube because he does really, really awesome reviews and gets really into detail with a lot of the reviews. And to see a lot of juices out there, you don't have to go to your local vape shop and pick up a juice that they have there when you can go online and you can find something that's really different, and you can surprise your friends and stuff with a really good tasting juice that's not around in California like where I'm at, or like other places. Check him out. His YouTube is DeathFox, and his Instagram is also DeathFox Media, I believe, and he's also on Facebook. I will leave the links to his description down below, and if you guys could, please give him a like and subscribe to his channel. He's an awesome dude, and I hope you guys enjoy his videos and stuff. Tell him that I sent you. And for everything else, I guess that's it for you guys. I hope you guys enjoy the video. I hope you guys enjoy the build tutorial on this RDA. And please like my video, subscribe. You guys help me out with making new videos with all the comments that I'm getting just lately. I came over from Instagram, and I have some people that are coming over, but it's really hard to get people from Instagram back over to YouTube. But yeah, I'm trying to do a lot of videos for you guys, so please look out for me and give me a like and subscribe. I'll try to do way more juice reviews. I have tons of juice reviews. I have a couple RDAs I got to do too, so stay tuned. Like this video, subscribe, and I'll see you soon.